You've felt it, haven't you? That strange weight in your chest. Not quite sadness, not quite hope, just a knowing. Something is shifting. And even if you can't name it, your soul already recognizes the movement. The angels come to confirm. Something divine just touched his heart. A thread you could never see, just tightened. Heaven has whispered your name into his silence. He thought he had control, that he could move on, that the feelings were manageable, dismissible, but they weren't. Because you weren't. Your presence came wrapped in something ancient, something that echoes before words, before logic. A vibration his soul remembered long before his mind caught up. The angels say, he was sent to you, and you to him, not for the comfort of easy love, but for the fire that refines. This isn't a love that flatters the ego. This is the kind that awakens purpose. You see, your energy activated a part of him he had kept locked away. You didn't force anything. You just existed, with that unshakable grace of someone who's known both sorrow and light. And it cracked him open. Not instantly, not loudly, but the fracture has begun. And now, divine hands are at work, reshaping the pieces. He is coming back, not just drawn by longing, but guided by something higher. He may not understand it fully, but he feels it, this pull, this urgency. And when he does return, he won't be the same man who left. Something sacred has moved. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29 verse 11. He disappears, doesn't he? In moments you thought he'd stay, he drifts. Not out of cruelty, but confusion, fear. A fear so old it doesn't even wear a name, just a tremble in the soul when love gets too close. The angels say, this man is carrying a wound that doesn't speak. It's not about you. It never was. His silence isn't rejection, it's protection. Of the little boy inside him who was once told that needing love made him weak. You've triggered something sacred and terrifying. You've touched a place he buried beneath years of performance and detachment. And now, that place is bleeding light. When he pulls back, it's not because he doesn't feel. It's because he feels too much. You became the mirror he never wanted, the one that reflects not only the dream, but every place he feels unworthy of it. And still, he watches. From afar. Quietly aching. Because even as he hides, you remain, luminous, unapologetically whole. A vision his heart aches to claim, but his mind still fears it doesn't deserve. You are not the cause of his avoidance. You are the call beyond it. And every time he tries to walk away, the wound speaks louder, asking for what it never received, safety in intimacy. The angels are close to him now, whispering not of pressure, but permission. Permission to feel, to fail, to open. Because real love doesn't demand healing first. It invites it. You were never meant to disappear just to be loved. The angels are clear, your light is not a bargaining chip. You are not meant to shrink to fit into someone else's wounded timeline. And yet, how often have you tried? Tried to be easier, quieter, more patient than your soul was born to be, just to hold space for someone still deciding if they're worthy of your presence? You, dear heart, are not the pause in someone else's healing. You are the melody that keeps playing, even when they cover their ears. The angels say, you are the sanctuary. But even a sanctuary needs protection. So protect your energy. Protect the sacred flame that lives inside your chest, the one that burns with truth, softness, depth. He is on a journey. Yes. But so are you. And your journey must not become a waiting room. Care for yourself like a blooming garden. Speak softly to your reflection. Surround yourself with beauty. Rest without feeling guilty. Love yourself the way you hope to be loved. Because here's the truth no one tells you. When your light shines without chasing, it draws back those who are meant to stand in it. Not because you needed to be chosen, but because you finally chose yourself. And in doing so, You became undeniable. He sees things in you he never dared to face in himself. Your joy, it startles him. Your strength, it humbles him. Your softness, it unravels him. Because all of it reflects what he buried long ago when he decided survival mattered more than truth. The angels whisper, you are not his trigger. You are his truth. And that truth is loud. You didn't try to change him. You simply showed him who he really is, by being who you are. No masks. No performance. Just radiance and pain coexisting in one divine form. He looks at you and sees courage in motion. The way you own your past without shame. The way you feel fully without losing your balance. The way you love without begging to be kept. You didn't force a mirror into his hands. You became the mirror. And mirrors, dear soul, are ruthless in their honesty. That's why he flinches. That's why he runs. Because in your eyes, he sees the boy he forgot, the man he's afraid to become, and the love he secretly believes is too good to last. But still, he returns. Because what you reflect is the part of him that's still dreaming. The angels are guiding him through this reflection now. Gently. Slowly. And while it may hurt, it is the beginning of truth. And truth is the only path to real love. It begins in silence. Not with a confession, not with a grand gesture, but with a breath he didn't know he was holding. A moment alone where your name echoes louder than his thoughts. The angels say, the veil is thinning. His defenses, so carefully constructed, are starting to collapse under the weight of his own heart. He doesn't understand why he still thinks of you at night. Why your laughter lingers in the quiet moments between his obligations. Why the memory of your eyes can unravel a whole day of pretending. But his soul knows. This is not obsession. This is remembrance. He is waking up. Not to fantasy, but to something far more terrifying and far more sacred. The reality of love. The cost of intimacy. The power of presence. Yours. The signs are subtle, a message almost sent, a song he didn't skip, a place he visited just to feel closer to where you once were. He may not call it awakening. He may resist it still. But it's happening. The roots of his fear are being shaken by the wings of angels, and something inside him is finally listening. Because even the strongest walls crumble, when the soul begins to remember what it came here to feel. You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you so that you might go and bear fruit, fruit that will last. John 15 verse 16. He comes close, and then disappears. Not because he's playing games, but because the pull is too real, and the fear even more so. Every step toward you feels like surrender, and he hasn't yet made peace with what it means to be truly seen. The angels reveal, he's trapped in a rhythm his heart longs to escape but doesn't know how. That rhythm? Push and pull. Longing and retreat. Need and shame. It's a loop, one born from past wounds and survival instincts. One that tells him love must be earned, not received. That intimacy demands sacrifice, not softness. And then he met you. And everything unraveled. Because your presence didn't demand, it invited. Your gaze didn't pressure, it welcomed. Your love didn't ask him to perform, it asked him to stay. But that's the scariest thing of all, to stay when everything inside screams run. He returns because you feel like the truth. He leaves because the truth has always hurt. And in this back and forth, something deeper is being undone. The angels are not worried by the distance. They understand this is part of the unlearning process. That every departure is a circle that brings him closer, not further away. So don't measure his love by mere presence. Measure it by the struggle, the effort to break free, even when it looks like chaos. Healing rarely follows a straight path, but it moves forward. Your love didn't demand transformation. It sparked it. The angels say, your heart became a lighthouse in his storm. Not by force. Not by rescue. But by simply remaining lit, even when the waves crashed the hardest. He didn't ask to be healed. And you didn't arrive as a healer. But love, real love, has its own agenda. It reaches places no conversation can touch. You didn't tell him who to be. You showed him what was possible. In your presence, his chaos began to slow. His noise started to hush. His breath deepened. This wasn't magic. It was memory. A memory of what it feels like to be safe. To be held without being fixed. To be adored without being edited. He may not yet name it love. He may not understand the remedy. But the healing has begun. Because your silence speaks. Your boundaries teach. Your affection restores. And even in your distance, your energy wraps around him like a prayer. You don't need to sacrifice yourself to save him. That was never the assignment. The assignment was to simply be, and in being, to awaken. Your love is not the cure. It's the invitation. The soul's reminder that love doesn't bruise, it binds. It doesn't wound, it washes. It doesn't control, it calls you home. And slowly, he is answering. He thinks it's a coincidence, that timing just keeps pulling you in and out of each other's orbit. But the angels know better. They whisper, this path is not random. It's written. There's a sacred choreography unfolding, one you can't always see, but your soul already trusts. Every pause, every silence, every unexpected return. None of it is by chance. He's not late. And you're not wrong. The universe is lining up something that must be more than coincidence. It must be truth. You've questioned, you've cried, you've wondered if you're just imagining the pull. But then he returns, not always with words, sometimes with energy, and everything inside you says, there you are. The angels are guiding you both, even through detours, even through confusion, especially through silence. Because silence isn't absence. It's sacred space, a womb for transformation. He's being worked on. So are you. And every delay is divine preparation. You don't need to chase what is guided. You only need to trust the one who guides it. And whether you turn to the right or to the left, your ears will hear a voice behind you, saying, this is the way, walk in it. Isaiah 30 verse 21, there's a part of him that wants to give you everything. To hold your hand in public. To say your name like it's sacred. To choose you without hesitation. But that part is still wrapped in armor. The angels reveal, his fear is not of you. It's of being known. Because to be seen by you, truly seen, is to risk unraveling every mask he's worn to survive. And that kind of exposure feels dangerous to someone who's equated love with pain. He's not afraid of your light. He's afraid of what it might reveal in him. So he stays guarded, aloof, controlled. Not because his heart is cold, but because it's inexperienced. Love, for him, is not a language he grew up hearing. It's one he's learning now, through you. Every time you show him tenderness without an agenda, you teach him safety. Every time you choose truth over reaction, you plant another seed. He may flinch. He may doubt. But underneath it all, he craves what your presence offers: rest, realness, refuge. The angels are helping him soften. Not through force, but with grace. And you? You're not here to fix him. You're here to be the reminder that love can exist without fear. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. Psalm 147 verse 3, if you never hear the words. If he never returns the way you imagined. If the love you gave lives more in spirit than in story, even then, you have not lost. The angels say, what was awakened in you through this connection was never meant to break you. It came to bless you. You didn't love wrong. You didn't hope too much. You followed the pull of something ancient, something written long before this lifetime. And in doing so, you discovered parts of yourself you never would have touched otherwise. This love was not a mistake. It was a mirror, a teacher, a calling. Maybe he joins you in the next chapter. Maybe not. That's not where your power resides. Your power lies in knowing that the love you gave was real, that your heart stretched beyond fear, that you walked toward the divine even when it hurt. That's what it means to love from the soul, without needing to possess, prove, or predict. Let go. Not to forget, but to free. Free him. Free you. Free the next beautiful becoming. Because what is real never dies. It transforms. And when it's time, love returns. Not as longing, but as peace. The angels surround you now, wrapping you in their wings. You are whole. You are guided. You are already home.